What's up guys, this is iTweaks here, and today I'm going to be showing you a brand new highly anticipated tweak called AltKeyboard 2. So if you guys are familiar with AltKeyboard, then you're definitely going to enjoy the new updated version for iOS 7. So you can see right here, if we go ahead and swipe over to our notes and we create a new note, the first thing you'll notice are those alternate keys right on top of the keys, as you can see right there. So by default, you can see if we swipe up on a key, then it's going to give us the number or the alternate key, whatever that is, right above the key right there. So you can see we just type 1 through 0, and if we swipe down, then it's going to give us the capitalized version of that key, just like that. So very simple and easy to understand, very intuitive. Now the next thing you're going to notice right here are two little tabs on the left and right hand side. So if we drag our finger across, this is actually going to move the cursor and you're going to get this magnified look right over the keyboard. So that's actually pretty awesome. It gives you that ability to very easily get that cursor exactly where you want it. Now, one thing you can do is just swipe all the way over to the left. I found this is the easiest way for me, and then swipe up on the shift key and then swipe over, and that's going to highlight everything. So this is basically just like using swipe selection. So you get swipe selection right in this tweak. So now that we've actually highlighted this, what do we want to do with it? Do we want to cut it, copy it, paste it, whatever? You can see right here that little blue arrow right there above the space bar. So what we can do with this is just swipe up on the space bar, and you can see you get some options right here. You can cut, paste, or copy. So we're just going to copy it for now, and now we're going to paste it again and paste it one more time. So you can see just how that works. Now, if we wanted to undo that, say we didn't necessarily want to paste it, then we can swipe up on the backspace key, and that's going to give you the option to undo typing. So you can see right there, it goes directly back. If we wanted to redo, just do it again, and you'll see you have a redo typing right there. Now let's hit the enter key a couple times and just type something in, and say we get a option right here for autocorrect. You can see a little red X right up here. So if we wanted to completely get rid of that or dismiss, rather than trying to tap that X and it always accepting it, which is what happens to me most of the time, you can just swipe up on the enter key or the return key, and it's going to negate that autocorrect. Another awesome feature, if we go down again, let's just say we're going to type in, let's type in Mary, just because I had that earlier. So now what we can do, we'll just swipe over. Well, let's go back here to Mary, and we're going to select all, and then you can see the little I right above the shift key. If we swipe up on that, that's actually going to define that word. So it's actually pretty cool. You can just read through all this. Now if we go back and let's go into the settings, and I can show you exactly all that you can set up here. So we're going to scroll down to AltKeyboard 2, and then you have this nice little settings panel. So first thing we're going to jump into is the keyboard. So right here is where you're going to actually display the alternate keys on the alphabetic keyboard, the numerical keyboard, and the character keyboard. So for me, I have them all selected just because I want them there so I can see exactly what the alt keys are. Scrolling down here, we have flick up on the key 2. So this is basically just allowing you to set the action or what happens when you flick up on a key. So you can change it to either input the alternate character, which is what I have it set to, and that's the default, or you can input the capital letter, as you can see right there, or do nothing. Flicking down right here, so if you want to flick down to input the capital letter, you can set that up, which is the default, or you can change it to the input alternate character, or do nothing. Now right down here we also have the lowercase keyboard, which I love because I always use showcase, and if you guys aren't familiar with that, basically what it does is whatever the shift key, if the shift key is on, then the letters are capitalized. If it's not on, then it's lowercase keyboard. So this is an awesome little toggle right there, just because I can uninstall showcase and just use alternate keyboard too, or alt keyboard, sorry. So going back here and tapping on auxiliary alts, you can see right here we have a few more options. So you have the select bar right up here, so you can toggle that on or off, and the select bar is basically just those options that you get when you swipe up on that space bar. So the cut, copy, paste, select all. And also you have your advanced options, so you can disable the bottom edge. So basically what this is going to do, if you have this toggled on, is completely get rid of the control center while you have your keyboard up, just because it's a little easier to use that space bar option right there without having to actually activate the control center. So you can toggle that on or off right there. Now right down here you also have the always center the paste option when you swipe up on your spacebar. So the paste is always going to be right there in the middle, and then either your select all, copy, whatever is going to be on the opposite side. So paste would always be in the middle if you have this toggled on. Right down here we have don't show callout pop-up. Now I have this toggled off, but basically what this does, if you have it toggled on, when you select text, it's not going to show that pop-up menu, you know, the cut, copy, paste menu. So you can toggle that on or off just depending on your preference. If we go back here, you're going to have a few more options right down here, which is undo and redo. So this is just going to be swiping up on the backspace key. And again, down here we have define selection. So this is going to be swiping up on the shift key. And right down here we have dismiss autocorrect, which is swiping up on the return key. So you can toggle those on or off just depending on if you're going to use those or not. And again, down here we have cursor seeker, which is actually pretty cool because it's going to give you some more options for the cursor seeker. Now my favorite is actually the keyboard viewfinder, which is what I showed you previously, but you can go into here and we can change this up to the keyboard loop. I'm pretty sure that's just loop. I've never read that word out loud before, but you can see right here what this does. So we're going to swipe across and you actually just get that magnifying glass right there over your keyboard. Now if we go back again, I'll show you what the other one looks like, which is going to be the classic loop. And we'll swipe back over here to notes, tap right here and start swiping, and that is the classic. So you're just going to get that magnifying glass right up there over the actual text rather than on the keyboard. Now let's jump back into the settings again, and you can see down here you also have your seeking mode, which is moderate default, which is what it's at right now. You have the incremental, which is going to be slower, or sweeping, which is faster, this is basically just going to be how fast that cursor is moving. So you can jump back here and we'll check out the creators, which are Sentry and James Long, which actually did an incredible job on this tweak. I highly recommend checking this out. This takes care of not only having a whole lot more options for your keyboard, but it gets rid of showcase, so you can get rid of that if you're using that, as well as swipe selection if you're using that. So again, I highly recommend checking this out. It's something that I'm going to be using on my device for quite some time. So let me know what you guys think about this tweak in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, then go ahead and subscribe. Alright guys, until next time, peace.